Hello, my name is Manuel Jimenez, and this is my PhD doctoral consulting presentation called Towards an Agile Innovation Capability Maturity Framework to Enhance Investment on ICT Organization. In this presentation, I will talk about the innovation concept used in this paper, the problem statement, gap, aim and objective, and research questions. Moreover, research approach, research contributions, and related work will be discussed. Finally, conclusion and future work will be detailed. Now I will introduce myself. I'm 42 years old. I'm from Spain, from the south of Spain, Andalusia. I'm a PhD student at the University of Seville. And also, I'm working in a software development company called Emergia as a head of R&D. My supervisors are Francisco José Domínguez Mayo and José González Enrique. Innovation is a complex process that has been studied from different perspectives. There are numerous studies, standard and reference models in the literature about it. In this PhD, taking as reference the Frascati and Oslo manuals, innovation will be considered as a business process that involves different stakeholders within its value chain. Innovation is a very unusual and complex business process, since creativity, which needs freedom, plays a decisive role. Numerous models have tried to explain the foundation of the innovation process, but most of them are unable to capture all the complexity that they try to describe. On one hand, innovation is a dual process that needs systemization and creativity, both internal aspects of organizations that most of the time come into conflicts. Some studies have noticed that standardizing the innovation process will result in higher process control, which may disrupt the level of freedom necessary for creativity in R&D projects. On the other hand, innovation is implemented through projects. That means that innovation is subject to a triple constraint of project management triangle. Project management triangle is composed by scope, time, and cost. Scope is the root idea, which arises from the discovery process. It is a novelty and has a significant associated risk. Time determines whether an idea becomes an innovation. If it is not executed in time, another idea comes forward. Cost is the fuel of the project. The funding comes to alleviate this lack, but the other two restrictions are effective, as we will see next. Two paradoxes have been detected. First one, we have the creative paradox. From an idea generation perspective, innovation as a business process must be systematized, but it is inherently a creative process that needs agility and freedom. This fact is considered as the creative paradox in this PhD, which has been extensively studied in numerous researches. The other is the implementation paradox. From an idea execution perspective, innovation needs speed. Once an idea is created, it needs to be executed through a project as soon as possible. The maximum resources have to be provided. Otherwise, its momentum, which means a specific market need not yet exploited, will be lost. However, public aid and private investment are slow, restricted, and bureaucratic processes. This fact is considered the implementation paradox in this thesis. For a project to be innovative, it must be executed as soon as possible, while maintaining its initial scope. Scope, time, and cost are important. We will focus on cost. The cost is obtained from external resources, which stress time and scope, causing projects to lose their innovative character. So, discovery strategy or learn to be strategy is tightened by frameworks, model or standards, while development and operation strategy or build tooling strategy is tightened by funding. Restrictions are usually caused by lack of trust and understanding of the innovation process by investors. Most studies focus on the first part of the problem, creative paradox, defining reference model, standards, or capacity assessment system. Problem caused by the need for funding has not been considered. This often interrupts or distorts the innovative process, leaving discovery results unexecuted or outside their time to market. Most studies focus on the relationship between frameworks and creativity, ignoring the relationship between resources and discovery execution. This CAISE seeks to answer the second part of the problem by tackling the implementation paradox. The aim is to design a framework that facilitates investment by reducing risk and increasing trust based on the maturity of ICT company. We want to link company and investor. The growth of trust will eliminate restrictions caused by financing. This will make the funding model more agile. In this work, agile means to be able to move quickly and easily the investment toward an ICT organization to enable their R&D project. The organization innovation maturity needs to be understood to build trust for public and private investors. Trust depends on the investor's knowledge of organization. Understanding their maturity and capacity to execute R&D is a means of building trust. There are three types of investors. Aid from public body is slow, and its structure is contrary to the principle of innovation. Public administration can become more agile thanks to a framework measuring maturity level that increase trust. Venture capital in Europe is clearly lower than in other regions. The relation with innovation organizations are weak. Tools turning risk into trust are necessary. Investments with own capital are very limited. Also, they are the most appropriate way of promoting innovation projects since they involve very few restrictions. Table 1 describes these three types of investment. It shows that public funds are the most available, but they are yet the least aligned with innovation, as they generate the most constraint. If trust is increased, agility will increase, so the most available funding will also become the most suitable for innovation. The aim of this research is to create a framework to assess the R&D maturity and capability of the ICT organization, which will be used as a methodological scale of investor trust to agility the funding process. Primary research objective is to know how innovation can be enhanced building investor trust through the assessing R&D maturity and capability in the organization. Research questions are displayed on the screen. We want to know how much important is to measure the innovation capability maturity level, the literature state of the art, what key performance indicators should be considered, how should be the framework to enhance investment on ICT organization, and how can the framework be evaluated. With the research question, we aim to understand the state of art of assessing maturity and capability for developing R&D in ICT organizations. In the PhD, the design science research methodology will be followed. We will follow a problem-focused design science research, combined by a requirement and development-focused design science research. Based on the identified problem, a wide variety of design science activity and contribution have been already identified, which are the following. A systematic mapping study of journal article, conference, and workshop. A Delphi study to validate the baseline problem. It will carry out among experts in the field of innovation in ICT company, public body, and business angels. An agile R&D capability maturity framework. This framework could serve as a reference for the public administration, decreasing bureaucracy and restriction and leaving more freedom to company funding. Likewise, private investors will have a methodological reference to base their trust and when investing in R&D. Finally, a case study for a real ICT organization will be carried out. The framework will be applied in a real ICT company, and the result presented to public and private investors. The biggest difference of this proposal lies in that current articles do not enough consider the critical factor that the investors have in innovation processes. R&D maturity models proposed ignore the gap produced by the barrier that investors cause due to their lack of confidence. To sum up, this PhD contributes to the knowledge base of innovation processes by providing a capability maturity framework that offers to an organization the possibility to know its maturity level and compare it with other organizations. And for the investment, a tool for simplify their funding and adapt it to the needs of the R&D project. Thank you very much for your attention.